Does Nikola Vucevic make the Bulls frisky?
So I want to give flowers to Nikola Vucevic because he doesn't get many of those. He is really good. He is an all-star twice over, including this season, averaging 25 and 12, over 40% from three, can play in, can play out. He's great. He got traded from the Magic along with Al-Farouq Aminu to the Bulls in exchange for Wendell Carter and Otto Porter and 2 first-rounders. A pretty big haul, but the roses and the flowers now will stop being distributed because you asked if it makes the Bulls frisky. And that itself is just like, what is that adjective? I know Zach Lowe likes to say it. It makes me feel like we're analyzing like a dog that's excited, which is to say we're not taking the Bulls seriously. And I don't really either. So they're 19-24. Yeah, they're probably still going to be like kind of mediocre. Sorry.
Frisky famously is cat, Pablo. It's not a dog. Frisky is a
It's a
word
cat.
famously used to describe a cat, but I digress. It's
believe
still
it's a
not a word I would
magazine
use
even,
to ever describe a bull, and I don't think I'm going to use it to describe these Bulls. It certainly makes them offensively exciting, which I think is what frisky roughly translates to. The ball's going to move around a lot and hopefully go into the hoop. I think that's the goal of the game. Problem here, where's the defense on this Bulls team?
Yeah.
Because this is a team that's going to put up a lot of points, but they're going to let up 130 a night. And it just seems like I can't see how you can win. Again, this is the point of basketball. I hate to break it down as an expert, but
Wait, what's the
to
point
get
again?
more points than the other teams are going to be able to put up on you, it's going to be difficult, I think, for this Bulls team to do that. But Sarah, feel free to correct me.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that analysis, guys, and I appreciate you even respecting the Bulls enough to break down whether or not this will allow them to be great. What I would like to remind you is that in a very short amount of time, the new front office for the Bulls have made them a team who is now in the business of giving away draft picks and acquiring talent to play right now, because they went from absolute garbage trash, should have been relegated to the G League European soccer style, to a team that might be a playoff contender, not contender to win, but to get into the playoffs, and who can now build around having the most all-stars in the East on one team. Right? This is exciting. You have to bring yourself down to the level of us Bulls fans who literally stopped watching for a stretch because it was so depressing. So the fact that in a very short amount of time, they are buyers and they are putting together a team that, yes, absolutely will play no defense, but eventually they will be able to acquire some players to play defense. Lauri Markkanen's going to be out of here, and we're going to be in a position to have exciting players to build around instead of kicking the can down the road for another 17 years. You can't bring me down.
I don't know where you find the positivity. It's like you scrape the bottom of the barrel on these teams and you're like, listen, Chicago, I believe in you. We can do it. It's like this unrelenting positivity that, truth be told, scares me a little bit. I've never seen these teams should break you, and I've never seen you
gotta
break.
believe.
The good news for Sarah is that we're probably done talking about Chicago sports teams now.
Does Aaron Gordon make the Nuggets frisky?
All right, we're going to keep drilling this frisky thing right into the ground. But on this one, actually, I think that word might apply, because when the Nuggets were to match up with, let's presume the Lakers are healthy, the Lakers, or they're to match up with the Clippers and they have to play Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James, they're just kind of going to get run over by those superstars. But now if they get Aaron Gordon to pair up with Nikola Jokic, who is the presumptive MVP, as much as I believe Joel Embiid, of course, is the true, real people's MVP, they have a body, a big body in Aaron Gordon to throw out at Kawhi and LeBron, and I think that elevates them to, yes, some level of friskiness.
I want to make cat puns, but my brain isn't working well enough today to get in there with the Nikola Jokic scratch.
Yeah, not right
else,
meow.
so.
Maybe do it later.
Yeah, maybe later. And to me, I think, you know, your point is a valid one, Pablo. Obviously, this does add some athleticism and length on the defensive side for them to throw at the superstars on the opposing team. What we've seen from this Nuggets team is underperformance considering the season that Jokic is having. Murray has been hot in the last month, but he was so inconsistent, especially coming off an incredible bubble performance, that I think people expected that 1-2 punch to come a lot stronger. Now they add in Gordon, a guy who's kind of in a prove it space, right? With a deal coming up soon, he's shooting his second worst field goal percentage of his career. He's averaging fewer than 30 minutes a game for the first time since 2016-17. So he's on the brink of being maybe more of an afterthought than he imagined himself to be at this point in his career. He joins this team. He gives them something good. They outperform what we've seen from them this season. And all of a sudden, he's back in conversations to really figure out where he wants to go with his career. I don't think this puts them over the top in a very, very tough West, but it certainly makes them more competitive.
Yeah, I agree. I also think, this kind of fills the hole that Jeremy Grant left that they didn't really have filled. It also, like you said, Pablo gives them the ability to be stronger on defense against big guys. I think it's good. Look, I also think I'm within earshot of a Nuggets fan, and I don't want to say anything that's too excited or
What?
also
Wait a minute.
What?
Myrtle is a Nuggets fan?
Myrtle is a Nuggets fan?
Yeah.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.